Hi guys, I'm just going to show you a quick little video about how to make a container garden or a miniature garden in a pot without drainage holes. So first I start with a decent layer, depending on how deep your container is, of hydrocorn or clay pebbles. That's going to be our reservoir for the excess water, the salts, all the yucky stuff to escape to when we water our plants, and so that we're not letting our plants sit in a puddle. So I just threw a coffee filter in there. You can also use landscape fabric or moss, but you need a barrier between your soil and your hydrocorn or drainage area. So then I'm going to do a little bit of soil in there and tamp it down so that it's nice and flat. And then I'm going to start adding my plants. First, I've got a selaginella fern here. These guys all like moisture, so this little planter is probably going to be pretty hardy. So we're going to put in our first plant, make sure that we're at the right level. Now I'm going to take out my second plant, a little coleus. It's kind of like a coleus bonsai almost. Always be sure to loosen your roots. Sometimes it's going to be more necessary than others. You can see this one was really pot bound. So it was really necessary for me to kind of splay those roots out so that he's not stuck, confined. So we're gonna kind of pack him in there. And I'm gonna do 3 plants in this garden today to take up the entirety of the container. We don't wanna have a lot of wiggle room. These are my little ornamental peppers. Wiggle those roots up a little bit and plop them in there right where we want them to go. At this point, I begin backfilling, adding in my soil, pressing it down really good in those gaps so that I don't get a bunch of holes. So as we're finishing up, we do want to keep in mind when we're doing something like this without a drainage hole that we are not watering it quite as frequently as we would something with a drainage hole. And we do want to be careful how much we give a plant without a drainage hole so that we're not flooding them. When you're finished backfilling, just make sure that you're kind of pressing everything in just a little bit below the lip of the pot so that when you water, the water can actually penetrate rather than roll off the side of the pot. And there we have it. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions.